Okay, here we go. We're going to look at these last ones. These are all about isosceles and equilateral relationships. So that's kind of the theme, isosceles and equilaterals, which is basically just saying congruent measures. You know, you got congruent angles or congruent sides, or everything's congruent. Well, let's see what happens there. So here's something about isosceles. If I have these two parts and these are congruent, that means that the sides across from them are also congruent. So that means that x minus 4 and 7 are a matching pair. In other words, x minus 4 and 7 are the same thing. So this is 7. Well, then what's x? Because x minus 4 is 7. Well, if I add 4 to both sides, it becomes a little more apparent, and that means that x equals 11. And that makes sense, because 11 minus 4 equals 7. So x was 11. All right, let's jump ahead to something a little more complex, like number 92. This one's kind of interesting. We have an angle here, and we have these two congruent pieces. But notice this, we have this overlapping side. So we actually have a set of congruent triangles, meaning that this triangle is congruent to this one. And that means that these two sides down here are the same. So that this side is 6, but so is this side. So that means that 2 times some number, and then you add 28 to it, that equals 6. So if I just do some algebra here where I set the two pieces equal to each other, let's see what happens. All right, so I'm going to first subtract 20. Let's see how that works for me. So if I were to subtract 20, I would have 2x plus 8 equals, then I'll have over on this side negative 14. I'm going to subtract 8 more. This means I'm actually going to kind of combine here because I got a negative and a negative, and we're just going more negative on a number line. That would give me, let's see, 6 and then 2 more, so negative 22. Divide by 2, and x equals 11, but negative. Cool. Excellent. Notice there's other ones that are like that as well. Now let's look at these last ones. Oh my goodness, they are crazy. Let's clean that up. There we go. Okay, let's see which one you want to do first. How about 96? That looks cool. That looks fun. Check this out. These are the same, and so are these. Like all three of those are the same. So I could say that this over here was x. Well, it doesn't help me a whole lot. But how about this one? This says that down there, that would be 75 because that's an isosceles triangle. I'll double mark everything just so it's the same. 75 degrees, and I don't know what this is. What do I mean by this? I mean this little red piece right there. What's that angle? Well, I know that the red plus the 75 plus the 75 are the three angles inside the triangle. Well, this triangle here. So I'd be like 150 plus that red. So now this is pretty cool. So if I subtract 150 from both sides, then I got that red is equal to 30. So right in there, that's 30 degrees. So how does that help me? Well, check this out. That 30 plus this together make 90. So together they make 90. So 30 plus something equals 90. Well, that's not too hard. How do I know it equals 90? Check out that little angle there, right angle. So if I were to subtract 30, I could kind of work this backwards. And, well, 30 plus 60, I think that's right. Yeah, it sure is. 60. So that's 60. All right, so now what do I do? Final kind of stage. I have this x and the 60. Those three together add up to 180. So the x plus the 60 equals 180. Why? Because they're the three angles that are inside that triangle. We're kind of showing that in another video as well. So that gives me 2x plus 60. And then, we could subtract 60, I guess. 2x then equals 120, and divide by 2, x equals 60. That's kind of interesting. We got 30, 60, 60. Whoa, check this out. That is interesting. It's an equilateral triangle. That side is also equal. Whoa, that just like snuck up on me. All right, let's take a look at this one over here, number 95. We'll probably wrap up with that one. 32, well, this would be 32 because we have an isosceles triangle where we got both sides symmetric. And if that's 32, then this one here would be 90 minus 32, because together with the top half, it adds up to 90, not top half, but the top piece there. So 90 minus 32 would be 58. So that's 58. And so is this one over here. But then the question is, what is x? Well, we got two 58ths and an x. So x plus 5/8 plus 5/8 equals 180. Well, let's subtract 100. That gets rid of those 50s, gets rid of this. So then I have x plus 8 plus 8, that's x plus 16 equals 80. Subtract 16, and you got x equals 64. Cool. So that was 64. All right, we're going to finish with that one. Keep them nice and short just to give you kind of some background on each of these videos. Go back and watch them again. If it didn't make sense the first time, slow it down. Watch it again. See what you can come up with. And that's all.